Hello traders, and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to talk about parent and child supply and demand. Okay, the concept of parent and child supply and demand is something, the terms parent and child is just something that I decided to use in order to show the relationship between different kinds of supply and demand. And so the concept is pretty simple. And so if we have a look here, you can see that this little price structure here, we have some trend lines that are being drawn. So some areas of demand down here. We have the weekly, which is the orange. We have the red one, which is the daily, and we have the 2 4-hour levels just here. And you can see here we have a low, high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and again a higher high up here. So we can draw a trend line here. And so all this is doing here, this is telling us that this area of demand here is kind of floating. And zoom out a little bit just to have a close look. You can see here relative to the price that I can see here to the left of my chart, this is independent, and so this is what I'll refer to as a parent. So a parent is an area of supply or demand that is not a reaction to another more significant area of supply and demand. So if when price left here, it left and it came back here, and then we formed this area here, and this is a child, the parent being this one here. And so when I refer to parent and child supply and demand, I'm simply talking about the relationship of areas of supply and demand in relation to other areas of supply and demand. And so this one here, this is the parent because there is no relationship to any other area of supply and demand. It might be a reaction to support and resistance, but it's not a reaction to some other area of supply and demand. This is independent, which is why I'll call it a parent. This one here, this is a child. This is dependent on this one here, and this one exists because this one is here. Price left here, we came back down here. We had this one here, and this is again a reaction to this one here, to this area of accumulation within here. And so this one here, it's a good area, but the older siblings, so this is a child, this is a child, this is a younger sibling, this is the older sibling, and this is the parent. The older the sibling, the better the area, generally speaking. So if we consider this area here, this is the parent. This is of course going to be the most price sensitive area out of these three here. But yeah, generally speaking. But then you have to look at the way price leaves the area of accumulation. You can see here how price left very aggressively. This tells us that this is a really nice area of demand. And here we have another one here. We had all these accumulation candles here, the white ones, as you can see. Then we had these green candles where price left and it came back. The release away, the move away from the area of accumulation, the strength of it is something that is interesting to us. And this one here is strong. This child is strong, stronger than others, because when price left here, we managed to take out this high and we managed to take out this high as well. And so this just tells us that this area of demand is pretty significant. And you want to identify the areas of supply and demand that are the most significant, because these are the ones that you're most likely going to have a reaction on. And the best thing to do is, if you see something like this and you don't really know which one to choose based on your analysis, the best thing to do is to go to the higher time frame and have a closer look. And this will generally demystify the whole situation, where we have this one here. This is the parent, and price rallied, accumulated, and rallied. And when you have two areas of chart accumulation like this, so continuation patterns, price will very often come back and it'll poke through the younger child, and it'll go to either the older sibling or the parent. And this is just a super good example of this just here. And you can see now on the daily chart, and now we have this 4-hour area of demand which looked like it was a parent, but in fact it isn't an parent, it is also a child. So if you look at this area here, you can see that price reacted here, and so what you have to do automatically is you have to mark the low, then you have to ask yourself, is this a reaction to something else? And you look left, yes it is, it's a reaction to this here. And this is a true parent because it is not reacting to any other area of demand here. So if we mark that off like so, you can see here that we had this area of accumulation, price left, it came back. It didn't feed into these bodies here or down towards this line here. So price was strong enough to hold price and accumulate price away from this area without it having to move down here in order to fill a long order. So this is a pretty nice solid area just here. And so this, it went from a 4-hour parent to being a daily child. And so whenever we speak about a child or parent areas of supply and demand, they are dependent, rather they are valid on the time frame on which they have been identified. So this is a 4-hour parent, but on the daily chart it's not a parent at all, it is simply a child, this being the parent. So this is a reaction the first time back to this daily area of demand. Good, I shan't spend too much more time on this. I hope this was enough information to help clarify the concept of parent areas of supply and demand. If you have any questions, please send them in, and as always, thanks for watching.